Hello, Brevard County. I'm Russ Brune, head of communications for the school district. Of course, joined this week by Matt Susan, our school board chairman. And we had, as we recorded this on a Friday, we had a school board meeting last night, Mr. Chairman. Budget was the big thing for a Thursday. And as Ms. Campbell said, not necessarily flashy, but important stuff.
Yep.
What happened with the budget and kind of where do we stand?
Well, we saw an increase in local budget, local revenue, and that's significant because I have a feeling that our board, along with the superintendent, are completely committed to our employee groups to transfer those savings that we had, or those increases, to our teachers. On top of that, we had a millage that passed, which is going to be an increase inside those teachers' salaries too. So I would look to this budget being focused on human capital and making sure that the people that are inside of our schools know that we care about them.
And a couple points on that. For BPS employees that will get the millage, that's everybody except, unfortunately, you and the board members.
Yeah, we don't get a raise. We don't
Superintendent,
need it. We don't need that.
And legal,
Right.
They don't get it. They get their normal salary. But August 31st is that paycheck where you'll see it, and there'll be 20 paychecks. So we'll have more information coming out the week of July 31st on that.
And I think 19 plus years of service as a teacher will get $7,000 plus dollars. That is incredible.
Yep.
That is incredible. Like when you start talking about that kind of money, there's going to be a flood once people find out about that back to our school system because that makes it very lucrative for them to teach.
And not to get too dorky, but the millage actually went down if you take out the voter approved millage from year to year.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit over 6 for this year with the 1 mil from the voters, but it actually went down, which is kind of help from the state. So the taxes that we are asking for went down, but with the millage it's a little bit higher. So that's also good.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand that there's a rollback that happens in the state of Florida so that we don't have this overabundance of sales tax or property taxes that go up. So even if the millage goes up, we're rolled back by the state. So we don't see that increase like many of the other groups do. So over at the county and some of the cities, when they have a 2.0 mil and they see the increase, that's great. But what we do is I think it's around 161 million per mil is where they flatline it at the rollback rate. And then it includes new construction. That's where we will see an increase is if you bought a new home or if you have new construction, it resets the amount of money that you pay. But other than that, we have a rollback rate that freezes our revenue.
Okay, folks, we're done with mills. Let's talk about humans. So we had a bunch of new leaders again that were appointed and approved by the board last night.
Yep.
Excited about that. Obviously, we're getting back to the school year, almost starting. Teachers are coming back. That's always an exciting time when the new leaders the leaders get their new assignments.
Yeah. And so here's what happens. So many people are seeing the fact that we had a group of people that came in. We expanded as a county during the space race. And the tail end of that experience is happening now over the last 5 years, and it will continue for a couple more years, where we see many of the individuals. 3 years ago, we had the highest experience of teachers, like years of experience in the state of Florida. And so with that comes a lot of people that are retiring. So because of that, you see this new exuberance of new energy and everything else. And those people are amazing. What ends up happening is that you see like many of the people that were chosen last night as principals taught with me.
Yeah.
And I looked at them and I was like, and I know those people intimately. I know Miss Lovers over at Merritt Island. I know Miss Clark. I know them because I taught with them. They are amazing. Like the things that they're going to be doing are above and beyond for our students. And then I was sitting the other night at the new teacher, or the other day at the new teacher academy, got myself in trouble with staff because I said, ask for forgiveness, not for permission, because that's what my logo was as a teacher. But the thing is that there were so many people that were so excited. And when I talked about giving the power back to the teachers inside the classroom with the banning of cell phones, with the new discipline models, with the discipline committee, they are actually cheering. And the reason is that many of the individuals across the state are dealing with the same thing, and our teachers are going to be protected, and our teachers are going to get paid for the work that they do. That is an amazing opportunity for them, and I was just so proud. So new leadership, new infrastructure, new pay. Here we go, Brevard. I'm really excited.
And with that mix of our experienced staff and then the new teacher energy, we are now 5th in the state when it comes to experienced teachers. So we're still ranked high, but we do have some new energy coming in. Now, last night, we also had a doggone good time. Can you discuss this? Maybe we'll put some photos of what we're talking about. What
There's
happened?
So many opportunities to understand some of the mental health and connection to students with therapy dogs. So the sheriff was able to expand from 2 to 5 now therapy dogs. So he had them come in, and what that is that's for our students, our staff during crises. So if there's a situation that happens at a school, they bring the therapy dog in. And there's also some other applications where, in the event that something major happens, children and people, if there's a dog in the room, if they're petting the dog, if they're having that kind of they will be able to communicate some of the needs that they have better. And just having that layer through a school is amazing. So we wanted to expand the therapy dogs, which is a great thing for Brevard. And the sheriff brought them last night. We put them up on the dais. If you guys remember, I tried to ask them to look like they were the school board members, and probably half the public would say, like, we want those guys anyway, rather than the ones that are up there.
No, they wouldn't say that. No.
But the bottom line is it's a great program. So.
And Chase is one of my favorite dogs. He's on the case, Chase on the case, and he's one of the 5.
Is he the one that when everybody clapped you?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's Paw Patrol. A little shout out there. Okay, serious business, like we talked about earlier. Teachers are coming back early next week as we record this. August 10th is coming, students coming back. What, Mr. Susan, is your back to school strategy at your home? You have kids in school.
Yeah.
What's it like there right now?
So there's so much anticipation. So every kid's wondering what teachers they have, what their teachers are going to be like, who are their new friends. That's just the beginning. Then you turn around and you have the conversations with, okay, now that as a parent, I have to meet my new teacher. There's the new, you go in and you meet the teacher before school starts. Yep. Then you have the first day of school, what that looks like. And there's a lot of emotion wrapped around this, a lot of energy wrapped around this. I'm a parent. I have a child that's in first grade and a child that's in 7th grade, both elementary and middle school, and I have one at the other end in college, and I have 2 more coming up. Gene Trent has many like me. I think he has 5 children too. Many of them are inside the school district, and our school board members all have a child inside of our schools. It's the first time ever in the history of Brevard Public Schools that the school board has children inside of our schools. So the anticipation for all the parents out there, we want to let you know that this is one of the most organized, ahead of the game. Many of our teachers are in order. We're already starting trainings in many of those cases. There's a lot of different components that are going in on the structure of the school district. And from the opposite side, we're allowing more opportunities for parents to eat with their kids during lunch, more opportunities for parents to be a part of the schools, volunteering and stuff like that as we come out of some of the COVID. So exciting time.
I get nervous when I meet my kids' teachers. I want to make a good impression. I want to make sure the teacher's like, hey man, he's not a weirdo. He's going to actually do be helpful. I mean, I want that partnership with my kids' teachers. So I try to put on a good face for them. Last thing, our next school board meeting, September 7th, it's a Thursday, and that will be the second and final
for the budget. We have a couple more meetings in between, but for the budget.
So that's going to be the big one. So it's exciting. Trust me, it's exciting. So any final thoughts?
Absolutely. Watch as between now and September 7th, the millage will come out. Some of the negotiations for the teachers' unions will come out. Look for some really good things to come to the human capital side of our budget and our organization, because that's what's been needed for a long time. I would say that, and then I would also say a realignment of the strategies of what the district is, more in line with what has based on metrics and stuff like that, not based on what we think might be good, but actual hard positives. And I think that along with many of the other things going on in Brevard, I'm excited. But if you want to come to September 7th, it's going to be a big fun party.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you for watching, and be safe.